Hi dear 7th graders of Hamza School, and welcome to this video which is about relative pronouns, defining relative clauses. This is the relative pronoun, who or that, and so on. These are relative pronouns, but the relative clause is the relative pronoun and the clause after it. A clause is like a sentence. It gives a complete meaning. Like who lives next door? It gives a complete meaning. He lives next door. This is the relative clause, okay? And what's the relative clause of the next one? That's the man who I met yesterday, or that I met yesterday. So what's the relative clause of number 2? Who can tell me? Yes?
I met yesterday.
Yes, or who I met yesterday. Who I met yesterday is the relative clause, okay? This is a defining relative clause. What's a defining relative clause? It's like a clause that you cannot cross it out. You cannot take it out of the sentence and you say the sentence. You cannot, for example, say, that's the girl. It's not a complete sentence. You have to say, that's the girl who lives next door. This means that if you cannot take it out, this means that it's a defining relative clause. Let's see or the third one. This is, who can read the third one? Ziad, but raise your voice.
This is the restaurant where my parents had dinner last night.
Very good. Could you tell me where is the relative pronoun?
Where?
Where. Very good, Ziad. And who else can tell me the relative clause? What's the relative clause? That?
My parents.
Or where my parents?
Where my parents had dinner last night.
Where my parents had dinner last night. Very good. This is the relative clause. Okay. It happened at a time when I was feeling very unhappy. Who can tell me what's the relative pronoun? Hosam? When. Very good. This is the relative pronoun. And what's the relative clause? Bashar, could you tell me the relative clause? Okay, concentrate. Ali Murshid? When I, yes, there is I here, okay? When I was feeling very unhappy. Okay, can we cross out all these sentences? Or clauses, sorry. Can I cross out these clauses? No. So they are defining relative pronouns. Now let's move to the non-defining relative pronouns and notice the difference. Who can read the first one? Amr? Mr.
Boy who lives next door is my new
physics
teacher.
teacher. Very good. Now Mr. Knowles, who lives next door, is my new physics teacher. What is the relative clause? Bashar, what is the relative clause? What is the relative clause, Akram? Okay. What is the relative clause, Khalid? Very good. Who is the relative pronoun? And the relative clause is who lives next door. Who lives next door. Okay, can we cross out this relative clause? Can I cross it out? Can I take it out of the sentence?
Yes.
And the sentence still has the same meaning?
Yes.
Like this?
Yes.
Yes. Of course, yes. Can we say, that's enough. Can we say, Mr. Knowles is my new physics teacher?
Yes.
Yes. So it's a complete sentence. So the relative clause in the middle is a non-defining relative clause. Do you see now what a non-defining relative clause is? Let's move to another one. We have two other examples. Who can read the second example? Zaid?
The camp where we stayed for 10 days was fantastic.
Very good. The camp where we stayed for 10 days was fantastic. Okay, where is the relative pronoun? What is the relative pronoun? Not the relative clause, the relative pronoun. Abdurrahman Saud? Where? Very good. And what is the relative clause? Omar Magdi?
Where we stayed for 10 days.
Very good. Where we stayed for 10 days. Who can tell me what type of relative clause is this? Is it a defining relative clause or a non-defining relative clause? Yet, non-defining relative clause. Very good of you. And the last example, who can read it? Manar?
House is next to our policeman.
Mr. Brown, whose house is next to ours, is a policeman. What is the relative pronoun? What is the relative pronoun? Yes? Whose? Very good. This is the relative pronoun. What is, very good, Ayman. What is the relative clause? What is the relative clause? Zaid?
House is next.
Whose? Whose house?
Whose house is next to our is a policeman.
Whose house? No, whose house is next to ours? Because this is the relative clause, which is defining or non-defining relative clause. No. Okay, Zaid, very good. It's a non-defining relative clause, which means that we can cross it out. We can take it out of the sentence, and if we take it out of the sentence, who can read the sentence without this non-defining relative clause? Yes, Yusuf, Mr. Okay.
Mr. Brown is a policeman.
Very good. Mr. Brown is a policeman. Policeman. Repeat after me. Policeman.
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 Mr. Brown is a policeman. And whose house is next to ours is a non-defined. Now we move to the relative pronouns and how to differentiate between them. Who can read the first paragraph, the first two lines? Okay, Ali. The relative pronouns
Which that and whose
introduce relative clauses and refer to subject. Yes, they refer to the subject. The sentence is like that: subject, verb, object. The relative clause with who or which or that refers to the subject. Okay? Who can complete? Yes, Manar? Refers to the subject or the object of the main clause. Refers to the subject or the object of the main clause. This is the subject and this is the object. So they can refer to the subject or the object of the main clause. Yes, go on, Manar, the relative. Refer to. Yes, where and when refer to place and time. This is where and this is when. They refer to the place, where refers to the place, and when refers to the time. Okay, as you can see in the timetable, in the, people, the pronouns are who or that. Of course, what refers to people, who or that? We cannot say where with people. We cannot say, for example, which with people. Okay? Who can read the examples? Yes?
The woman who that is driving that sport car is my aunt.
Very good. The woman who is driving the sports car, or that is driving the sports car. So we can use who or that. The woman who is driving that sports car is my aunt, or the woman that is driving that sports car is my aunt.
The teacher who or that I like
The most
is my
is Mrs.
Robbins.
The teacher who or that I like the most is Mrs. Robbins. Very good. Now let's move to the animals and things. Things like desks, the school, the class. Do we use the same pronouns, who and that? Or we use different pronouns?
Which and that.
Very good. We use different pronouns which are which and that. Now you read the next examples.
bag which or that is on my desk is mine.
The bag, which or that.
On the desk is mine.
Very good. Because this is thing or animal. This is a thing. We use which or that. Another one?
The film which or that I saw last night was terrible.
Was terrible. Yes, the film which I saw last night. Can I say the film who I saw last night?
No.
Of course not. Now let's move to the next one, possessions. If I have something, if I own something, like I have my car, how can we use, what relative pronoun do we use?
Whose?
Okay, Omar. We use whose. Read the sentence. The man.
The man whose wallet you found is over there.
Yes, the man whose wallet you found is over there. Whose wallet? Because this is the wallet of the man. The man's wallet. So here you use whose. Don't use who or that because this is possession. Okay? And next we move to the place and time. For the place, what relative pronoun do we use for the place? For the place, where? And what relative pronoun do we use for the time? When. Now who can read the relative pronoun of the place? Yes?
This is the restaurant where I usually go with my family or with my friends.
Very good. Who can tell me why we used where here? This is the restaurant where we usually, or I usually go with my friends. Why did we use where? Why didn't we use which, for example? Because it's
a place.
it's a place. Very good. Because it refers to a place. And the next example, Omar? It was
in
2012.
2012 when I decided to buy a new car.
Very good. It was in 2012 when I decided to buy a new car. Why did we use when here?
Because it's fun.
Because it refers to time. Very good. Now, this is the last slide before we move to the exercise. The defining relative clauses give information which is needed to understand the meaning of the sentence. That's how we knew that the defining relative clauses cannot be crossed out, cannot be omitted or from the sentence, the meaning of the sentence. They are not separated from the main clause with commas. In the form or in the shape, if you see the relative clause starting with a comma and ending with a comma, this means that it's a defining or a non-defining relative clause. Non-defining relative clause. But if there are no commas, so it is a defining relative clause. Okay. Note, who, which, and that can be omitted if they refer to the object of the sentence. Okay. Whose, where, and when cannot be omitted if they refer to the object of the sentence. Look at this sentence. I met Ali. I know Ali for a long time. Now, which relative pronoun do you think I will use to join these two sentences together? Which relative pronoun? Should we use where, when, who, or which? Yes? When, but I'm speaking about Ali. The repeated word here is Ali. I met Ali, I know Ali. Okay? Can I use when? Yes. Whose, but there is no possession here.
That.
Who or that? Okay, who or that. Now I want someone to tell me, here in the second sentence, is Ali the subject or the object of the sentence?
The subject.
Is it the subject or the object of the sentence? Yes?
The object.
The object of the sentence. So we can cross out the relative pronoun when we join it. Let's join it first. I met Ali who I know for a long time. I met Ali, who I know. I met Ali, who I know for a long time. For a long time. Now this Ali is the object or the subject? The object. We said it's the object of the sentence. Look here, it's the object. This means that we can cross this who. We can cross it out. And I can say, I met Ali. I know, or I have known. Let it be I have known. I met Ali, I have known for a long time. Okay? This is the wallet. Another example which is clear. This is the wallet. You stop. I found it last night. What's the repeated word here? This is the wallet. I found it last night. What is the repeated word?
That.
No, what is the repeated word here? There's no that here. There is a word which is repeated. Yes? The wallet, very good. The wallet and it. Okay, so I cross it out from the second sentence and use. What relative pronoun should I use?
That.
Which or that? Very good. But this is the wallet which I found last night. Okay? Now here, is it the subject or the object?
The subject.
No?
Object.
This means that we can cross it out. I can say, this is the wallet I found, not which I found. I can say, this is the wallet which I found, and this is the wallet I found last night. Okay? And now let's move to the exercise. Karim Al-Hassan is the man, space, works at the library. Now you will choose a relative pronoun and use it. Who can do it? Samir? Karim, read the whole sentence, please. Karim Al-Hassan is the man who works at the library. Very good. Who? Forgive my handwriting because I'm writing with my finger. Number two, who can do it? Yes? Yes, read the whole sentence.
The boy who we met yesterday is Mr. Kin's son.
Very good. The boy who we met yesterday is Mr. Kin's son. Now this who refers to the subject or the object?
The object.
The object. Okay, so can we cross it out? Can we use the sentence without who?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, so we can say the boy we met yesterday, so we put it between two brackets. The boy we met yesterday is Mrs. Ken's son. Number three, Hashim.
Give me the keys which are on the table.
Very good. Give me the keys which are on the table. Here, which cannot be omitted. Why? Because it refers to the subject, not the object of the main clause. Yes, we can use that also. Very good, Bet. So we can say, give me the keys which or that are on the table. Can I say, give me the keys are on the table?
No.
No, of course not. Okay, number four. This is the fast food restaurant. Space I usually go. And this is it a person, an animal, or a thing, or a place, or a time? Think of the relative pronoun. I want new faces. Yes, Khalid?
This is the fast food restaurant that I usually go with my friends.
I'm so sorry. If you said where, it would have been correct. Okay? If you had said where, it would have been correct because it refers to, who can tell me why I should use where here? Who can tell me why I should use where here? Why? Very good, because it refers to a place. Excellent, Ziad. It was Wednesday, space I saw Asia at the shopping center. It was Wednesday, space I saw It refers to what? Iyad? Very good, Iyad. Why have you used when? Because it refers to the time. Excellent. Number 6, in the summer, space, schools close, we will go on holidays. In the summer, space, schools close. This is the time when schools close. In the summer, when, very good, Hamad. In the summer, when schools close, because it refers to time. And the last one, John space father is a doctor. This is the father of John. Okay? John space father is a doctor is my new classmate. Who can tell me which relative pronoun should be used here? Abdullah? Whose, very good, because it's possession. It refers to possession. يبقى John, whose father is a doctor, is my new classmate. Thank you, dear students, and clap to yourself.